What's up, everybody? It's Breaking Brews, Episode 5. We're back to you live at Nocturne Teas in Palm Bay, Florida. I'm Michu2.
And I'm your co-host, Lauren Olivia.
And today we're joined by...
My name's Nicholas Whidden.
And this is Breaking Brews Podcast. There it is. There it is. We had a bit of an off start to this episode. We're pretty much making everything happen all at the last second. We are about 50 minutes late, but better late than never. Today's episode, we're going to be specifically talking about kava and kratom alternatives for people that, aren't ready to take that step into trying kava or kratom, and maybe something that's a little less potent and maybe something that's a little more inviting. So today we are going to be talking specifically about Yerba Mate, Odyssey mushroom teas, and kombucha. And today, we are actually sponsored by a few people, so we're going to get those out of the way right away. Today, we are sponsored by Bigdog Kombucha. Today, I got to take a tour of their facility, got to see how they make their kombucha, and you really just see a lot of the passion from Bigdog. He really just, he had a smile on his face the whole time. We're going to be posting a video of our tour and our interview with Bigdog later this week on our YouTube. So make sure you stay tuned for that. They offer such a wide variety of flavors. They're pretty much everywhere. I've seen them. I see them at Island Root. I see them there at
I
the
see
Berm.
them at pretty much every single kava bar. I've always been a big fan of Bigdog Kombucha, and at one point I was having their kombucha every single day.
Yeah, and I was really, I'm not much of a kombucha guy usually because I hate the smell and taste of vinegar. I don't know if you've ever had that issue.
No.
But it's sometimes it almost makes my stomach churn a little bit.
Well, here's the thing though, it's all in moderation because at one point, drinking one every single day turned my gut horrible. It was really bad, and I just had to take a little break. But I learned it's best just to drink maybe 3 a week.
For sure, yeah.
It's honestly any kombucha, it's just not theirs.
For sure, and with Bigdog specifically, they have so many flavors. Today I got to try every single one of their flavors. I got to try.
That's
today
awesome.
we have the Yopon strawberry, which honestly it tasted like I was drinking a strawberry soda. And then we have the botanical beer, which is very unique, where they brew kratom, half kombucha, and it's really tasty.
Yeah, the botanical beer was always my go-to.
And then I had today my favorite. If I had to recommend anything, is I had their kava kombucha. They use pineapple juice, orange juice, as well as kava and kombucha. And the cool thing about their kava kombucha is you can let your kava kombucha sit there. We even tested it. We set it there for 3 minutes, and we went to drink it, and we lifted it up the bottom. Not any sediment at the bottom, which that's hard to do. And but it doesn't sacrifice the strength or the taste.
That's really good because suddenly you have to shake it up.
Oh, yeah, it's amazing.
Especially when it's been sitting on the shelf for a while as well.
So thank you so much, Bigdog Kombucha, for supporting us today and sponsoring us. Another sponsor today we have is Chameleon Kava Lounge in Rockledge, Florida. They donated all of the Odyssey teas we have up here today that we're going to be having people sample. One really big thing that that they're going to be doing is they're really striving to focus on their rebranding. So one of the things that they're doing to help with their rebranding is they're focusing on a lot of events. Like this week specifically, you can catch me there on Wednesdays. Wednesdays, I host their open mic from 8 to 10. They're also doing a kava crawl on Friday, October 25th.
That
They're
sounds
be
fun.
going. Yeah, they're going to be going to the Roots Kava Bar, Pacha, and Chameleon. And you can't go wrong. There's nothing more fun than going out to multiple kava bars in a single night because one thing that's so great about kava bars is sometimes some of them are pretty far away, and some people can't get around to all of them. So when you do a kava crawl, you almost get to see all your friends in a single night.
Kava crawls are always so much fun.
So you can check that out. You can follow them on Instagram at Kava Chameleon. You can check them out. Another thing they're doing is we had him here for one of the open mics, Drumming with Cam. He is doing an event on October 29th. So make sure you check him out. He's on Facebook at Drumming with Cam, and he has tons of events, but he's specifically going to be doing a drum circle at Chameleon Kava on the 29th. So, that's one thing I'm really excited to see them do. And seriously, guys, come check me out on Wednesdays. We do the open mic down there. And, thank you so much, Chameleon Kava, for sponsoring today. We couldn't do it without you. Alrighty. So, today we are going to keep it going like we usually do. We always start out every single round. First round is a segment we like to call This or That. And it's where we choose 3 topics, just random topics for the most part, and we sandwich a kava kratom topic in between. And so we get the crowd involved. It's a really fun thing that we get to do just to, break down that barrier between podcast hosts and, we're just members of the kava community like you guys are. So we try and offer people the opportunity to come up here and
we
talk.
love interacting and hearing from you guys. And
perfect thing is to go and show is we have Nick up here. So we're really excited to have Nick. Nick's going to be hanging out with us for the first 2 rounds. And I'm really excited to see what he contributes to this week's episode. He was here last week and we talked with him. But, by popular demand, we just had to have him back. So we're happy to have you, Nick.
Glad to have you, Nick.
Alrighty. So for This or That, this first round, I want to know from you guys over there that are playing Magic the Gathering, maybe I can get one of you guys to come up here. Maybe Josh is willing to come up here and talk. So this week's first topic is, which do you like more, D&D or Magic the Gathering? D&D or Magic the Gathering? I know they're 2 separate things, but they're in that realm of tabletop games. So if you guys want to come up here and talk about that, in about 5 or 6 minutes, we're going to invite anybody that wants to come up here and talk about it, which they like better, D&D or Magic the Gathering.
Well, I've never played it, so I'm going to hand this over to Nick because I know he loves to play both.
Okay. Well, they're very both
different.
very good games, but they're also, they're very different games. One's a role-playing game, one's a card game. I personally like Magic the Gathering more, only because I like the card-playing aspect of it. When I was a child, I played Pokemon. So Pokemon was like my stuff. I love that game.
I was like that with Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah. So, no, it was definitely that game. I really love Pokemon, but this really helped me get into the more deeper depths of actually playing Pokemon.
Yeah.
But with Magic the Gathering, which is a lot. It's very cool. It's kind of a interesting statement to make, but it's very cool.
So what about Magic? So you said Pokemon, but what keeps you doing it today? What causes excitement in the game?
Just anything. You could pop off really quick, and I could have a massive amount of lands. I could have a massive amount of equipments and artifacts on my board. I could have a massive amount of creatures all at once, or there could be there's the unknowns, which also comes with D&D too, of course, since it's a role-playing game.
Role-playing, yeah.
But more or less, it's the aspect of you never know what's going to happen next, and every game is always different.
That's why I like D&D. So in college, I was introduced into D&D just because when I was in college, I used to hang out in the student union where they have a pool table and a game room. But there was a group of guys that I just saw them. I had heard of D&D, but I'd only heard of D&D because of Stranger Things and Riverdale. That was the only reason I had heard of it.
Wait, I think I know what you're talking about from a Riverdale episode.
Yeah, Riverdale, yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of the characters were metaphors for a lot of the pieces in the game.
Oh.
But here's the thing is the cool thing with D&D is same thing where it seems like with Magic. Thomas was talking about it in our first episode. That they have cards that are decks that are specifically towards themed people. But I remember they have a Stranger Things D&D set. They have an Adventure Time one.
They have a Marvel one that just came out. That looks sick.
Dude, it looks sick.
Heck.
Dude, I'm excited for that one.
It looks so cool.
So if there's anybody out there in the crowd that wants to talk about which they like better, D&D or Magic the Gathering, and why, I don't think we have to convince him to come back up here to try kombucha. Oh, no. Okay, so I feel like I have an idea of what yours is, but which do you like better, D&D or Magic the Gathering?
It's got to be Magic. I mean, I haven't played D&D yet, so I can't really
I think we should do an episode where we do a D&D
We do
set.
have a little D&D group coming together here soon.
Oh, okay.
We already got the full group together. I think it'd be kind of cool if we touched base every once in a while with you.
Dude, we keep up with the campaign.
Yeah.
Dude. Okay, so what about Magic the Gathering has caught your attention? Obviously you haven't played D&D, but what about Magic the Gathering keeps you coming back for more?
So it all kind of started when Johnny
We
well,
love Johnny.
My birthday was coming around, and Johnny had just gotten this new deck he really didn't want. So he was like, for your birthday, I'll sell it to you for $20. It ended up becoming like a $90 pre-con.
Wow.
And that has become a very well-known deck around this bar.
Okay.
Because it's a pain to play against.
Dude, this guy, he's saying he's a pro, so you better watch out. Come challenge him.
It's the vampires.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's the tough one.
Dang.
Yeah.
On your birthday,
honestly,
you had
it's
to
just-
buy a deck.
Honestly, it's just a lot of fun playing with the 40 people we have
dude,
that
that's
play
crazy
here.
how many people. I was just saying earlier is the night before the hurricane, there was a table, 3 tables or 2 tables lined up of people just playing. It was a big match.
Honestly, I didn't think I'd be the type to ever be into card games or things like that, but you'd be shocked about the different walks of life that play this game. Like, Johnny was a frat boy.
Yeah, Johnny's still a frat boy at this point.
Adonis was
A gym
guy
guy.
and a gym head. There's so many people here that play. It's kind of hard.
Fletcher's a theater kid.
Yeah. Well, you'd expect that from
Yeah,
Fletcher.
you can say.
Yeah.
How can somebody
If
get
you-
into it? How affordable
you're
is it to get
not-
into it?
If you're not into Magic or you don't think you'll be into something like that, I recommend trying it out because you'll make a lot of friends along the way. The game can get very expensive, but honestly, you could start playing with like a $40 pre-con.
Okay. Cool.
Pretty much all you need. Maybe
Well-
some dice.
Thank you, Gage. We'll have you back on here to do some tasting later.
Yep.
All right, Rory. Give it up for Gage, guys. Woo! All right, next up we got Mr. Rory. Rory is a fan favorite here on the podcast. He exposed Dunkin' Donuts and ruined our chance to get a sponsorship. So, Rory, how are you going to ruin our D&D sponsorship?
D&D. Whoa. No one said anything about that.
Whoa, so are you a D&D guy? Do you like D&D more or Magic the Gathering more?
So a little bit of context.
All right, go ahead.
My mother was a big nerd. I grew up with both.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I started playing Magic in 2008. Started playing D&D in about 2008. I was about 9 or 10 at the time. So I grew up with both. I would definitely say, though, if I had to pick between the two, D&D definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
you get together. It's a big event. You do it like once a week. You get all the boys together. And, now that I'm adult now, we make it a whole event. We're cooking,
I mean, it's crazy.
we're drinking,
If the camera could see right now, I don't want to mess with the camera because we got it perfectly in frame. But, like, if you could see right now, we have about probably 15, 16 people right now playing Magic.
Oh, yeah.
And like sometimes it gets so busy that we have to have another table over here, and then we have to have people up at the bar. Like it's crazy the masses it draws out. And I mean that's why I spent a whole episode talking about it with Thomas, the first episode, because I mean you really got to focus on these things. Like obviously there's a reason why people like it, and there's not a lot of places that like allow you to come in and play like in such big groups like you guys do.
Oh, yeah. I've bounced around a lot of kava bars, Northern Brevard and Southern Brevard. A lot of them don't have the space to have us come in. We try in different kava bars because all around Brevard there's a huge Magic community. So
I mean, our camera guy Max.
Yeah.
I've watched him one time do an entire 7-hour match at Island Route in EGAD, and then I think it was at least every other day they had Magic the Gathering people come into Raisin Shells, and like it's crazy. Like that's where I really saw it starting was at Raisin, and then EGAD, and then here.
Oh,
like once this place opened, like it was like these tables were meant to be played Magic on.
Oh, 100%. No, they're big. I mean, you could fit up to 6 players on there. I mean, it's good.
So Nick, I'm gonna let you ask Rory a question or two about Magic, things that you wish you might have known whenever you started out.
Okay, this is interesting.
Yeah,
All right.
what you got for me, Nick?
So tell me about the meme decks. Because I don't even know about that. I mean, I know about the meme decks,
Yeah.
but I need a little more context.
So meme decks are mostly something outside of the meta, what people tend to play to, get wins, So meme decks, you're going the most unconventional way you can to get victory. Whether it's something dumb like you've got one dude that gives your opponents creatures, and when they enter the battlefield, they'll have really silly stuff like all your creatures get exiled, or like, your whole library is gone, and then you're just like
It gets
out
so
of the game.
bad. It gets
Yeah.
so bad.
I saw something about you were talking about one thing you were talking about was something about how many outlets were in a room, and that affected.
Oh, so yeah. So Wizards of the Coast, the company that owns Magic, they came out with like sort of like a meme set, and it's bans in like normal play, but it's like really stupid stuff. We did a draft here during Hurricane Milton,
that's what I said.
and it'll be like really dumb stuff like this spell cost a little bit less depending on how many outlets you see in the room, or you have to tell a joke to somebody outside of the game, and it'll like augment your play. It's like really silly, dumb stuff, but it was like one of the funnest sets I've ever played personally.
I gotta play a meme set. I gotta build myself a meme set.
Oh yeah. The Infinity
so
set
much
is
fun.
like some of the best. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad to have you back from the sea. We're glad Poseidon gave you back to us.
Yeah.
But if you guys ever want to catch Gage or Rory, they're down here at Nocturne Teas in Palm Bay, Florida. So you can catch them out here almost every single day of the week.
Every single day of the week.
Yeah. So thank you, Rory.
Yep.
Thank you, Bubba.
No, thank you.
Thanks for breaking it down.
Yes, sir.
All right, give it up for Rory, guys. So, now, which do you prefer, a kava bar or a kava lounge? So, I know some people, to like the untrained eye, it might
Maybe
seem
like, what's the
interchangeable,
difference?
but there is totally a complete difference from a kava bar to a kava lounge. So, a place that I would consider a kava bar, for example, would be something like a Kava Sutra
Like almost
or
strictly
an island route.
Yeah. I mean,
But-
Island Route is somewhat of a lounge.
Island route's starting to get more loungy, but like, okay, if you
Yeah.
consider downtown or
Something
EGAD
that's
or
really
Sentry,
just strictly a
those
bar
aren't
and you
very
go
loungy.
there to socialize, nothing else.
Yeah.
I personally would
A
consider.
lounge is built around the furniture, the type of furniture you have.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, I feel like Nocturne here is a good even mix because it does have sections where it is bar. You got the bar tops over here. You have the actual bar here, but then you
Yeah.
have the couches here, the couches there,
It is
the
a
library
nice balance,
area.
for sure.
So I feel like it is a really good even mix. But
Yeah.
I prefer a kava lounge over a kava bar. I got started with kava bars, but there's just something. I mean, I want to go and relax. Sometimes it feels a little too much energy in a kava
Yeah.
bar than a kava lounge.
I think honestly for me, it personally depends on the day and what I need to get done. If it's a day where I have a lot of schoolwork to do, I love coming to a kava lounge where I can just relax and spend the majority of my day there. Whereas if I want to be really social and go out because I'm stuck in the office all day doing work with like no human interaction, I would love to like go out to a kava bar and just interact with people strictly and have a good time.
Okay. What about you, Nick?
I prefer a kava lounge over a kava bar any day of the week. I don't want to go to a kava bar. I'd rather go to a kava lounge. So, when you come to a kava bar, you think that you're going to be here just sitting strictly at a kava bar. But I like the option of having the couches around to be able to lounge around.
Yeah.
I actually have a good friend of mine, which is here. His name's George. We go to a bunch of we do love George. He is a really good person. But me and him used to always go up to Pacific Roots Kava Lounge up in Orlando. We've mentioned that before on the podcast. And it's, I don't know how to put it, but like the couches are really comfy there. It's the most family kind of vibe I've ever experienced in a kava bar.
I think it's more inviting, honestly.
Say it again? I'm sorry.
It's more inviting and just makes the whole experience like more comfortable
Yeah.
and more relaxed, you know?
Yeah, it's like you come in and like you kind of are stressed from the workday. You need to find some place to go sit down and relax.
Yeah.
So you go and sit down and relax on the couch first.
Yeah,
before
you want to
go.
sit somewhere comfortable.
Well, okay. Now that I guess I have said that I do like kava lounges, if I'm going, and I feel like maybe you can attest this a little more. So with a kava bar, you have maybe one or two people at the kava bar where like you're talking occasionally, but I would rather go game at a kava bar than a kava lounge. Because that way, at a kava lounge, I feel like I got to talk with everybody. At a kava bar, I don't feel guilty about not acknowledging everybody. I feel like it's okay for me to sit there
Yeah.
and pretend like the world doesn't exist.
That's true.
All right, so Mikey wants me to explain the difference to you between a kava bar and a kava lounge. A kava bar, you go and you sit down. Also, by the way, this guy's
George.
there you go. All right, so kava bar, You go and sit down at a kava bar. There's not really, I mean, there is places to relax at a kava bar, but a kava bar, you sit down at a seat at the bar and you expect a drink and you expect to maybe have a couple conversations with people. You might have a long conversation, but a couple conversations with people. And then a kava lounge is somewhere where, kind of like here, where you go and you sit down, you kind of relax, and you talk to people.
It's just like a bigger space to go and do other things than just sit at the bar.
Yeah. So what do you prefer? Do you prefer a kava bar or do you prefer a kava lounge based on the explanations that we've given to you?
That's a tough call, but I'd say it depends on the night and the group of people that you're going to hang out with.
Okay.
For example, if we go to a day at the amusement parks and we're going to a kava bar, after I've been walking around all day, I just want to go to a bar, I want to get my drink, sit at the bar, be served, and just that's what I'm there for. As opposed to Monday night, we come here, we listen to the podcast, we hang out, people are playing games, there's a pool tournament, there's a podcast going. I'd prefer to go up to the bar, get my drink, and then go sit down and hang out with my friends and lounge out.
Yeah, I get it.
So I think it all depends on the plans.
It depends on the plants and it depends on the people.
And the kind of kava bar that you're going to, because some kava bars like this are more your lounge setting.
Right.
This is a place where you do come to lounge and hang out at, as opposed to a smaller kava bar that doesn't have as much room or as many activities to do, and you're just there to drink kava, maybe talk to a couple people, but you're really just in and out.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's all I got.
All right, cool. Thank you. Let's get Mikey back up here. Thank you, Jeff.
Mikey.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing.
Thanks.
So Sammy here is the queen of kava,
She is.
the princess of bouquets, the flower power queen. So we are talking about which do you prefer more? Because I feel like you have a good say on this because you travel around a lot of kava bars.
Right.
Which do you like better, a kava bar or a kava lounge? And hold the mic. You got this.
So I'm gonna say Kava Lounge because I don't know, for me to pick a Kava bar, I love just the layout, the furniture and stuff. Like what makes me love here is just all the couches they have, all the different seating arrangements they have. So I'm gonna say lounge probably over bar.
So if you had to choose, you do not have to say, you don't have to say nocturne, you can openly speak.
Right.
Which would you which is your favorite lounge, even if it's one that's not even in Brevard County? If you've traveled and you've been to some, what's your favorite lounge you've been to?
I wish I remembered the name, but I went to one, I think it was in North Carolina, and it went underground to get into it.
Really? Sovereign or Vintage Kava it might be. We'll check it out. We'll put it down whenever we edit the video.
What was it called?
Sovereign or Vintage?
Did you guys go on your recent trip just like a week ago?
No, we didn't go on our recent trip. There wasn't really much in Tennessee. It was kind of like a small town, like country kind of.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
There wasn't really many kava bars around, but yeah, I wish there was.
Yeah,
There's
it's cool
one
that
in
they still
Nashville.
have them though.
Yeah, I know. They have like I think one or two,
That
maybe
was like
three in
when
there,
I just
so.
recently went to New Orleans. They
Yeah.
had one kava bar there, and I'm going back next month, so I'm gonna go check it out for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy because when you come to Florida, you see them everywhere.
There's so
but all
many,
these other
yeah.
states, like barely any at all. Yeah, but.
I think it will get that way
Yeah,
in other
right?
states soon
But
for sure.
That one was awesome because it went down kind of into this like staircase, and you got down into it was like underground, and it was super cool, and they had great furniture and great
That one sounds like a
products, and-
speakeasy or somewhere hidden.
Yes, it was so cute. You
They
would've
should
loved
do
it.
more like kava bar speakeasies.
Well, thank you, Sammy. Thank you
Thank
for
you
your
so much.
input. Thank you for traveling so much to give us cool
Yeah.
stuff like that. Everybody give it up for Sammy.
Woo! Thank you, Sammy.
Alrighty. And now for our last round for the this or that segment, we are going to be talking about which do you like better? Or, I mean, not which do you like better. Do you like it or do you not like it at all? Pumpkin spice.
So
That is the white girl special. Oh man,
Oh,
Sammy,
Sammy's
you would have
giving
been
it
the
a
only
thumbs
white
down.
girl to ever say you don't like pumpkin spice.
you know, like how Starbucks has that. What was it? The pumpkin spice
You're asking
drink.
the wrong guy.
I don't know, but I've heard about it. The pumpkin spice drink. Have you
Yeah.
had it, Nick?
Pumpkin spice latte, yeah.
Wait, please tell me about that because I've never had it. Next to the pink drink.
Next to the pink
Yeah.
drink, yes. No, it's like
I've had the pink drink.
I mean, they put like probably almond milk or oat milk in it, and then like they have some sort of like flavoring for pumpkin spice.
Oh, okay.
Vandal
It
is
doesn't
getting
sound
really
that
offended.
great.
Vandal is our standing camera guy today, and Vandal apparently likes each and every one of the drinks that we're calling the girly drinks.
Oh.
So
Oopsies.
shout
Oh.
out to Vandal.
But honestly, I love any pastry or any bakery item that has pumpkin in it or pumpkin spice on it.
Yeah, okay,
so
now
I like
that's where
more
I
of
differ.
the food aspect of pumpkin spice, not so much like in my drink.
I can't remember if this made it onto an episode, but I specifically was talking about the only. Okay, I was wrong. I said I only like the pumpkin spice donut for Krispy Kreme.
Here
But-
we are talking about food again.
Hey, this is allowed. This is allowed. This episode is directly centered around food today.
We did good last time.
So-
We deserve to talk about food this time.
For pumpkin spice, there is a pumpkin spice muffin. I don't know. It might be a Pillsbury muffin or something, or the Betty Crocker or something.
I believe it's the Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin'
Pumpkin muffin.
I wasn't
is
talking about
to
that.
die for. It is so good. So if you haven't had their muffin from there, go have
Not
it.
what I was talking about, but you said the word. I think it's Duncan Hines makes the pumpkin muffin, and it's not pumpkin spice. Technically, it's pumpkin, but I hate pumpkin. I don't like pumpkin spice. Don't like pumpkin. Don't like pumpkin drink. There's a drink at Universal called or I think it's called
Mikey,
pumpkin juice.
You literally hate everything that is like appealing to the masses.
Listen, man, I try
He's
my
a rebel.
best.
He's a
I try my
rebel.
best to stand out, not in the favorable way.
So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Rose. Hi.
Dropping things.
Where are you dropping? Did I drop?
A clip for a guitar.
Oh my god.
So what do you like pumpkin spice or you hate it?
Yeah, no, I like it. It's good. It's good. No, it's good.
So what would be your favorite pumpkin spice item?
I like donuts, pumpkin spice donuts.
Do you like what's your go-to place to
Oh,
get a pumpkin
Dunkin'.
spice donut during the fall?
Dunkin'. Dunkin'
what-
Donuts.
All right. We are going to be getting on to our next round where we're actually going to be bringing up 3 individuals today. Today's main topic of Inner Brews, where we interview some people here in the community. We are going to have 3 folks come up here, and we're going to let them try each of the 3 kava kratom alternatives that we are, advertising today, which the first one is Yerba Mate. And of the 3, I mean, it's going to be a hard choose now just because of how well the taste testing went today at Bigdog. But Yerba is probably my go-to if I'm not in the mood for any kava or kratom. It's just they have such a good variety of flavors. I brought my 2 favorite. We have Enlightenment, which has mint leaf and eucalyptus, and then Revelberry, which is a good mix. I think it has elderberry, raspberries, and there's another kind of berry. I think it might be a strawberry by chance.
So I've actually never had this before. It's my first time, but I've seen a lot of information about how good it is for your gut and just like weight loss and just a lot of great health benefits. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely excited to try this, and hopefully I like the flavors.
So what kind of makes yerba stand out? So it's nothing like a kratom tea, nothing like kava. What yerba is meant for, like where the audience they're trying to target is they're trying to target that all natural organic energy drink.
Yeah.
Because energy drinks have been the craze since about 2010. Once Monster Energy drink and
Yeah.
Rockstar and Red Bull took the scene, really that just started the race.
Yeah,
But
I
yerba
remember when
mate-
Monster first came out. I was at the Daytona International Speedway for the Supercross, and I remember being so little, and they had all the Monster Energy girls out there. And at first, being that young, I thought it was alcohol, the way they were like heavily
Oh
promoting.
yeah. So like I said, yerba is very great for caffeine and energy, all natural, super super tasty. I mean, like I could down that whole can, but I have to save some for the people that are gonna come up here and test it. The next is we have the Odyssey Mushroom Tea. Now, Odyssey is the first energy drink to infuse with mushroom extracts, which is pretty cool because, I mean, the first time I was introduced to mushroom tea was at Cloud Parlor. They were
Okay.
very, Leslie's was really big on mushroom
Do
teas.
you know what kind of mushrooms they use?
They use cordyceps and lion's mane.
Yeah,
for
lion's mane
Odyssey.
is great for your brain.
And so the goal for Odyssey, the company, is they wanted to create a functional beverage that's potent, organic, and sustainable. And the company itself, I mean, I've really noticed them pop up in the last 2 years. but I see almost every single kava bar has them.
Really?
And the cool thing about Odysseys, where compared to Yerbas, which it's just strictly energy, is with Odyssey they offer different selections. Like they have it boosts your mood, some boost your energy, some boost both, some boost your focus. I
Yeah.
mean, I like drinks that kind of offer different abilities. Like same thing with kratom. That's why I think it's perfect as a kava kratom alternative. Is that it's like for some kratoms, you have some for energy, some to boost your mood, and some to kind of relax you.
Yeah.
And it's just
nice
cool.
to have a variety of things that do stuff for you or benefit you in some certain way.
And Odyssey's a very self-sustainable company. They're really big on recycling, and I'm pretty sure all their cans are recycled metal and aluminum.
That's nice. That's really great.
So the coolest thing about Odyssey, and I discovered this from the company, is they use the only kind of sugar that is marketed towards diabetics, and it's sugar that comes from the fruit, monk fruit. And it's the perfect drink for anybody that wants a sweet drink that's diabetic, so they recommend.
That's awesome.
I never heard of monk fruit, but I even today, before I came here, I had dinner with my mom. I was telling her about it, and even she had heard about it, and she doesn't know a lot about the kava kratom or even like mushroom market, but she had heard of monk fruit. So that's it's just really cool that, if my mom knows what it is, like that's crazy.
It's cool to be able to have a tasty drink and it to benefit you in some certain way towards your health.
And the third thing is one of our sponsors here today is Bigdog Kombucha. Thank you so much. Mazel tov. Everybody give it up for Kate.
Woo!
So for those of you that aren't here with us, Kate happened to drop something loud and big.
Oh.
Oh, the tip jar?
Not the tip jar.
Oh, the green tea. Okay.
Oh.
Slay. Okay, well,
I won't be having green tea tonight.
Man, yeah.
It's okay.
We're never going to get through anything. So, and the last thing is, again, I said thank you so much to Bigdog. They donated a half gallon of kombucha. They have brought us their botanical beer, which is a mix of kratom and kombucha, which, I know we're talking about, kratom and kava alternatives, but that is just a very cool thing.
It's such a good flavor.
But then one that is completely kombucha, no kratom, no kava, is their strawberry yopan, which I described earlier in the episode. Dude, it is probably one of my favorite drinks now of all time. Like, even not just considering kava and kratom or yerbas or odysseys, that is one of my favorite drinks.
I'm excited to try it because I'm already such a big fan of Bigdog Kombucha. I would love to try another flavor. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you, Bigdog. We really appreciate it. And Bigdog yourself, thank you so much for talking with us today on such short notice. We can really tell how passionate you are. And by the way, we can tell by the way that your drinks are prepared and the way they taste that there's a lot of love and care that go into it.
Yeah.
So, we're going to sample a little bit up here. We're going to sample the kombucha. And then we'll call some people up here to come up here and kind of taste it. So we're going to each taste a little bit of this. So again, this is the strawberry yopan. It has such an appealing color. It is a carbonated drink.
I love the smell of kombucha.
Okay, so...
We haven't even drank it yet, and Chase give me that right now.
All right, guys, we'll chink it. Boom, boom.
Bula.
Bula. Gosh, that's so good.
That's really good. And see, I've been drinking kombucha since middle school, and some of it is just too sour tasting and too intense. But that was really, really smooth. It honestly didn't even taste like I was drinking kombucha, to be honest with you.
No, it's really good. Yeah. God, I'm actually, to be honest with you, I know you're not the biggest vinegar fan, but I love vinegar.
Really?
It's an odd addiction, but I love vinegar. It's really good. But give me a minute.
Yeah, I'm finishing this.
So it has that sweetness. It has a little bit of the carbonation, which fits really well with it, and has a really good aftertaste.
Yeah,
not a lot of
yeah.
not a lot of drinks that I drink nowadays. They have a very good. Don't have that really good of an aftertaste.
What flavor did you say
This
this
one's
was?
really good.
Strawberry something?
Strawberry Yupon.
Hey, the strawberry is very light tasting. It's super duper subtle.
Yeah.
So it must be like the Yopon that
Yeah.
I'm tasting the most of.
But no, you really can't go wrong with it. And the cool thing about the botanical beer, if I'm not mistaken, I think the botanical beer is flavored with pineapple and orange juice.
Oh.
So that'll be a really good one for everybody to taste.
Yeah, can I
So,
go ahead and open that up?
We're actually going to have some people from the audience
Okay.
taste test it. So I'm going to introduce the people we have coming up. So right here, we have the wonderful, awesome Crystal, or Cece, as she goes to in the industry here at the Kava Bar. Please, Finn, you're up. Oh. This is Bruno. Bruno is a local musician, and dude is taking the world by storm. We're looking forward to having him on as a special guest, just him. Bruno's very talented. And then this is Finn, one of my favorite artists here in the community, always dresses popping off. So with this is my favorite drink that the company makes. Like I said, it contains eucalyptus and mint leaf. So it is a very delicious substitute. Like, I usually keep about 2 or 3 of these inside my fridge at all times, just because it really is a good energy booster. So you guys go ahead, take a sip, kind of let it simmer, and then I'll let you guys each go in a line and say what you guys think. And you can be honest, honestly. So Finn, what are you thinking? I'm seeing some expressions.
Is this microphone on?
Yes.
In my opinion, this is reminiscent of a light herbal or white tea with subtle hints of mint in the background. I enjoy this greatly.
We're putting you on Food Network. That was like the perfect definition. All right, Cece, what you got? What are you thinking?
My thoughts on this is that if you like mint, this is a good drink to get, and you definitely taste the tea as well. But it is very subtle. It's easy to sip on. I enjoyed it.
All right, Bruno, what you got?
Yeah, no, for energy drink wise, I think it being more towards the organic kind of area. I do really like it like that. I also do feel like it has a very subtle hint of like almost like 5 gum, like the green one, but it's like it's in a good way,
So one thing I do whenever I drink the Yerba Mate is I almost have. So I say I always have it. I always drink one before I perform because it helps open up my sinuses and clear it up. So it's kind of funny. Every show I've done, I've always had this up on stage with me. So next, we are going to have you guys try. As long as you guys are all cool with having the mushroom drink. All right, we're going with the strawberry watermelon. So, like I said, Odyssey is a mushroom tea. It's canned energy drink. They're super sustainable. They're all about being organic and using extracting from the mushroom. So, they use cordyceps and lion's mane. And, like I said, I like this, and it's a good competitor for kratom teas just because you get the 3 different effects. Like, for example, this one's energy focus. Okay, they're all energy focused, but... So go ahead, let you guys sip on that. Let us know what you guys think. All right, Bruno, we'll start with you this time. What do you think?
I don't know. I actually, for it being like a mushroom infused drink, it don't really taste much of the mushroom. It's more of just like, it's a very like unique taste. It's not very sweet. It's not very, overpowering. I think it's quite nice, especially, and for it being like a focus and like I think it's focus and mood, right?
Yeah, so this one's for energy and focus, but focus kind of helps your mood, but they do have some that are targeted specifically like that.
Yeah, no, I think it's fantastic.
All right, what do you got, Cece?
It's definitely bubbly, but it's very good. The flavor is there. I really just taste like strawberry and watermelon. It tastes really well. And yeah.
Okay, what do you got, Finn?
I'll second that. It's very carbonated, reminiscent of like a bubbly seltzer. But to me, the flavor is more like strawberry watermelon rind.
Okay. So the next one, the reason why I think that kombucha really is the great kava kratom, alternative is because unless you're having obviously the botanical beer or the kava kombucha, you can have kombucha pretty much at any age. I mean, there's kids that drink it, and with the strawberry yopon, you can be any age and drink this. I mean, the one thing that like they always hit home about is it's really great for your gut. It's really good, like kind of, I would say maybe having like one glass of this a week would be really good for you, just health-wise. It just helps kind of reset your body. So this next one, I really like it. I will warn you guys, it is kind of a potent flavor. So give you that heads up. Get it, Cece. Alrighty, guys. Let you guys sip on that and let us know what you think. Now, the one thing about kombucha where it is kind of, you get almost kind of like a tangy flavor, or that, that kind of sensation where it seems a little off, is the fact that the cool thing about kombucha is it does take healthy bacteria, and it pretty much, that's what you're drinking, and that's what helps cleanse your insides. It doesn't make you like your stomach sick or anything like that, unless you drink a lot of it. Just obviously, same thing like Lauren said earlier, you just gotta drink everything in moderation. So first ideas, what are your first responses on it?
That is some yummy bacteria. I
Yummy
enjoy that
bacteria.
a lot. I've only tried kombucha once other than this, so this really gave me a positive impression.
Okay, Cece?
So personally, I have never been one to really like kombucha, but this is a really fruity flavor and it tastes really well, and I see myself drinking it in the future.
Cool.
So.
All right, Bruno, what you got?
Yeah, no, I have to agree with that. I think for, it being kombucha in a sense, it is relatively, well tasting.
Yeah.
A lot of times it can be very pungent, but I think that
That's
very,
the word,
yeah,
pungent.
I think that it's relatively nice. It's not bad at all. So.
Well, I really appreciate you guys coming up here. Maybe we can get just a little more insight from you guys. Whenever you guys go to a kava bar, what really attracts you? What are you coming out to the kava bars for?
Usually for me wise, I would usually relatively say that I come out for the kava, and I do really, really enjoy, the actual, atmosphere of everybody kind of together, respectfully doing the bula and stuff like that. And it's fun, it's nice. So
Yeah,
I love it.
it's a real sense of community.
Oh yeah.
All right, Cece, what keeps you coming back out every single day almost to the kava bars?
The main thing I look for when I come out to a kava bar is the community and the people I'm surrounded with. I feel like the kava bar really opens up your eyes to a different community with people. I feel like everyone's friends, everyone says hello to each other. It's also friendly. It's really welcoming and inviting, and I really enjoy that. Yeah, that's the main thing I look for. I think the kava tenders really make a kava bar as well. I love my kava tenders. Hello.
Dude, and they love you.
Yes, I know. Much love.
Cece's probably one of the most popular people at this bar.
Yeah. I love all my friends. But yeah, Nocturne is amazing. But all of them are, honestly. I've been to every kava bar out there. Everyone I've been to, no complaints. Everyone's amazing, friendly. Drinks are always good. And
Yeah.
I love kava, so.
We love you, Cece. Thank you. All right, Finn, what you got for us?
Well, for one, I consider kava communities as being a counterculture to modern America, where it feels like we don't wave to each other on the streets. Nobody says hi to their neighbor anymore. Why is that? We're scared of guns, but also people are crazy. And there's this warm, cozy feeling whenever I enter, and I love getting rooted.
Thank you, Barbara Walters.
love.
That was great. That was like
We
that.
love comets.
Yeah, we really appreciate you guys coming up here. We're gonna get you guys some comments up there. If you guys want some comments, go up to the bar, get your comments on us. So thank you guys so much. Everybody, give it up for Finn, Bruno, and Cece. We're gonna do the other half.
Cool.
Okay, so on the last episode, we talked to Richie. Richie is our in-house pilot.
Yeah.
We love Richie. Richie, actually, I met Richie through Lauren. And before I really even knew Richie invited me to an Orlando City game. And Lauren, Richie, and I went out
I
to
remember
Orlando
that
and
day.
watched some football,
It
some
was so much
soccer,
fun.
as the Americans call it.
Did we win that game?
It
We
was
lost.
a tie.
I think
It was
we
a
lost.
tie, went into overtime, then we lost.
Because their defense was trash.
Yeah,
Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't
Uh-oh. Hey,
Trash.
listen. Hey, I got that Orlando pride, man. Come on now.
We're fourth in the league. Don't judge us on that.
Okay.
Well, they got it
Well, Richie,
together.
are you willing to try some drinks with us? Of course. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to try the other half of the table. So, Lauren, if you want to grab these drinks and just push them towards the center, we'll take Nick, what was your other favorite? This one, the green one? Okay, perfect. All right, we'll save that one for you. So, I'm going to save the mushroom one for you. I'm going to be straight up with the audience. I'm allergic to mushrooms, so I'm not going to drink it, but totally supportive of the whole thing. I just can't drink it or I'll die, so I feel like that's a good reason. So I'm going to let you guys try that.
Okay, well,
So,
this is the Odyssey. Is its name the 222?
I'm going to drink more of this yerba because this is my favorite thing in the world.
It's
So what flavor do you got?
This is the cherry lime, and it's lion's mane. If you were wondering what type of mushroom was in this, and it helps your energy and focus.
Perfect. So go ahead, you guys sip on that.
some
I'll talk to people.
ASMR.
If you want to hand me the tablet real quick, I'll do some talking while you guys try these.
Okay. Can you?
And you guys, if you guys end up liking it, you guys can split that because it's just gonna go out to somebody in the crowd. All right. So, man, this table probably looks like a mess on camera. So, like I said with Odyssey, it's the first energy drink to infuse mushroom extracts. Odyssey's beverage line provides holistic support for the body and mind, and it supports energy, endurance, focus, and immunity and your mood balance. And like I said,
Mikey,
the really cool thing about it
This is so good.
Is it good? You
we
like
both
it?
looked at each other in shock. This does not taste
Okay, well, hey,
artificial.
then fill up more. So now that's the thing is, I do feel like I miss out on a lot of stuff without having mushrooms. Like I don't get to have calzones, or is it calzones or chambolis? Is there an Italian in the audience? Anybody? Nope, no Italians tonight, I guess. That guy looks Italian. But I can't have mushroom on pizzas. I can't have cordon bleu, which is a really sad thing. I've always wanted to have cordon bleu. Wow, they really did slam that, dude. Look at that. See? That's what it's all about. So while they're chugging that, I realize you guys are going to have to drink the entire thing because we're going to have to pour these into your glasses.
All right.
Time
We're
to chug,
drinking
guys.
buddies. We can. Wait,
See, this is how we do it with Pepsi's down at the Camping World Stadium. Dang, Richie, you're a pro. You a pro, baby.
All right, let's
All
chug
right.
on the next
Well,
one.
All right, so the next one we're going to do is we're going to do the next Yerba Mate. This one is my second favorite. This one's my first favorite. The Enlightenment, the one with eucalyptus and mint. So this one is Revelberry. Now I'm going to look at the ingredients because I'm pretty sure it does. So it uses organic cane sugar, organic yerba mate, yum berry, hibiscus flower,
Ooh,
and
I love hibiscus
raspberry and blackberry.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
I actually have a funny story.
Please.
Yerba. A few funny stories. Please. Wait, does this work?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. So talk. It's going.
All right. Well, for the
No, I was joking. They're bringing me keys out here to shotgun this.
Oh boy. So for the yerba, I went to FIT, so every time I would have to drive home, I would used to have like Red Bulls, and Red Bulls would make me crash by the time I get to like
Yeah.
the northern portion of North Carolina into Virginia. But ever since I started drinking yerbas, I never had a crash.
Really?
And I just kept going. I never crash. And I just keep going and going and going and going. I'm like,
Maybe this
shit,
will get me off of soda.
honestly,
I hope.
yeah, it's way better.
I really hope I like this so much.
So the cool thing about yerba, now, again, I am totally in support of going out to your local kava bar to get a yerba, but I do got to give the shout out to Publix. Publix on the regular sells these cans 2 for $3. 2 for $3, where
That's insane.
regularly, I'm not going to say where, but most kava bars sell them for about $4.40 after tax. So you can get
They're
2
gonna
for
hate
$3
you for
at
this
Publix.
one.
I think it's 2 for $3.50. So sorry, I'm going to start over. We have Enlightenment, Revelberry, Bluephoria, Blood Orange, and a lemon zest, I think, or
feel
lemon
like-
twist. And now they do offer, which surprisingly is just as good as the canned one. They offer one that doesn't have eucalyptus, but it's
Apparently,
I think
I'm allergic
lime.
to eucalyptus. Wait,
There's not eucalyptus in this one.
It's okay.
Yeah.
My tonsils will just swell up. I don't
Guys,
think I'll
we
die.
killed Lauren on this week's episode.
Yeah.
Well, okay. While we're up here sampling these, I'm also gonna, just so we don't go too late, I'm gonna sample in some of our breaking barriers topics. So today, one of our breaking barrier questions is, where are we traveling to soon? And I didn't plan to have Richie up here for this, but it's just so
He's always
coincidental.
traveling.
Dude, it's so crazy. This looks like it was staged, but I promise it wasn't.
He's our in-house pilot. He's my private pilot.
So, Richie, you are going to 2 places this Friday. Go ahead and talk about where you're going.
This Friday, I'm actually heading home to D.C. to go to one of the Washington Commander games.
Oh, nice.
Just to see some family. You go Commanders. I hate saying that name, but that's a new name. But
We'll cut this out if it's not a fan favorite.
it's fine. Whatever.
It's okay.
But I'm buying a plane ticket. I'm not actually flying myself out there, but I'm actually flying you on the 18th over to Tampa. You and a couple others, and we're gonna go visit another kava bar out there in St. Pete. So,
Talking about, I do want to give a little shout out. The state of Florida really did just go through a really bad storm, and we had tornadoes everywhere. We had the hurricane. Like, honestly, I almost think like the tornadoes did almost more damage.
Yeah.
But one of the things that was affected during the storm, I'm gonna put a link down below just because, not only is the kava community supposed to support each other, we're supposed to support the environment and the nature that surrounds us.
Yeah.
And over in Tampa, there is a sanctuary for squirrels, like injured squirrels. And during the storm, the entire sanctuary was destroyed, completely gone, torn up completely. So we're gonna put a link down here in this episode specifically, and it's gonna take you to Squirrely AF. So you're gonna type in SQUIRRELLYAF.org. If there's anything you guys can give to donate to this really great cause, it's rehabilitating animals so they can release them back into nature, and Mother Nature did what she's gonna do, but sometimes we need to hopefully we can fund them enough to where they can build something that can withstand these weather.
Yeah. And it's just nice to get back to the environment we live in.
Exactly, and that's the thing is like, when we go out there, we're going to see whatever we can do to help out with that specifically. There's a lot of people out there that are still without power, and especially the storm Helene from before. There's people still suffering from that.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys go online, and if you guys can donate anything, anything goes a long way, especially we're called here in this community to give back and support each other like family. So if you guys could help donate to one or the other or both, we'd really appreciate you. That was squirrelyaf.org. We'll put it up here on the screen for you. And we love you guys out there in St. Pete, Tampa, Sarasota, all the places that were affected. And, we wouldn't be here without you guys and your support. And we really look forward to going out there this week and this weekend to go see you guys. Alrighty, we're going to hop back into this. So we're going to have our next drink, which is from Bigdog Kombucha Brewery. This is the botanical beer. Now, this is the one
This
I was
is
telling
my
you guys.
favorite.
Yeah, you're
My
still a part of this.
personal
Yeah, please.
favorite.
Please. Yeah, so, hey, fill it up with your glass. Get your glass growlers. We are going to be trying this. The botanical beer is, forget me, I guess. No, it's kratom.
This is the Bigdog
This is
kombucha.
half kratom.
It's only
part
the
kratom,
Odysseys
part
that have
kombucha,
mushroom.
and I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, this was flavored with pineapple juice, orange juice, kombucha, kratom, and so this is one thing I'm really excited for us to try. And after we taste this, the next question we are going to ask is, what are some businesses here on the podcast that maybe we'd like to go to their facilities and tour? So we're going to try these and let you guys know what we think. Boom. Bula. Oh, I also forgot to mention, there is also cinnamon in this. You can taste that.
I don't taste any cinnamon.
You don't?
No,
I
not
tasted
at
it a
all.
lot. Here's the thing is, I'm very
I hate
keen.
cinnamon in my drinks. That's so. Are you sure?
I taste like a greenish, like blend.
Try this. Try mine, because I don't know if it's you guys' glass, but that tastes like cinnamon.
Well, we're drinking the same thing as you.
I don't know.
Mikey secretly
Well, here's the thing is I
some
got the
cinnamon.
last pour, so who knows?
No, I know what this tastes like.
Okay. I guess I'm crazy, but no,
It's not.
Here's the thing is I'll check back on my footage or whatever, and I'll put it down below to see if I'm right, but I'm pretty sure there's
Maybe
cinnamon
like
in this.
the tiniest, like
No,
two
there's
little
not a lot.
sprinkles.
I taste it,
No,
but I
I've-
also taste the cinnamon on a lot of stuff. I taste
It's gotta
spices.
be. It's almost unnoticeable. The cinnamon.
I'm sensitive. Ladies, I am sensitive. I'm in touch with my feelings and in touch with my taste buds. Call me. Dude, that's the second time I've tried to drink the mic and speak into the cup. Yeah, I think I'm rooted. Dude, that is so good. I could drink that all day.
Yeah.
We were actually talking about squirrels. My mom actually rescued 2 squirrels.
Oh, that's so nice.
So, I think it was about.
Because that's a big issue of them just falling out of trees, and not being able to find their mom.
You know what's funny?
again.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So my mom was just out with my cousin, and she stepped out of the van for a second, and
They'll run right up to you, right?
no, they just fell
Oh.
right
Oh,
in
my
front of her,
goodness.
like out of the tree. She didn't see the mom anywhere.
Poor things.
But they looked like they weren't too badly injured, thankfully. So she took them in, and my uncle is a very, how can I say this? He's a very organized person. He wants to know what's going on in his house. He wants to keep it
Okay.
nice and clean.
Like a little micromanager, maybe?
Yes, very much a micromanager who has an addiction to buying things. But that's a story for another
Interesting.
day.
Okay.
So my mom and I kept this little squirrel thing a secret for a long time. And
Where'd
they're
you
just-
have it?
So I was staying at my uncle's place last summer, getting my CFI, and we just kept it in my room.
Oh.
So my mom bought the cage, bought the little squirrel stuff. We tried giving them fruits, but they were too young at the time to eat fruits. So I was like, okay, they're probably still on some sort of formula. So my mom, I looked up, like, what do they need? Okay, let's get this squirrel baby formula. Got it. And they would just, like, crawl all over her. They'll crawl over me. So we'll take them out the cage
Yeah,
from
I've
time
had
to time.
some friends tell me that they've rescued squirrels before. I've taken it to FWC. I mean, that's the best thing you can do is possibly give it over to FWC or somebody like that works at a rehabilitation center to make sure they survive and they're being taken care of and all their needs met.
Yeah,
and
I
hopefully
agree.
get them back out into the wild and fully functional.
Yeah, because one thing's for certain, I'm glad my mom actually kept those squirrels for that time because she did need additional, pets and loved ones. How can I say, like, additional friends in her life? Because she was down in Miami for over a month. She was away from our cats back home, so having those 2 squirrels kind of helped her out. And she did
that's
build a
nice.
connection, so
Yeah.
she brought them home, and they got bigger, and she was like, you know what? One of them, they got out the cage, and they just actually stayed in our yard.
Wow.
Planted a few trees.
So they
they'll-
knew, yeah.
Yeah, they
that's,
know
that's
where we
what,
are.
That's where they're going to be fed.
Yeah, they knew where they were, so sometimes they'll just come onto our porch and just eat some of the nuts and food
Well,
that
that's
my mom puts
awesome.
out.
That's a very well-fitting story.
Well, so okay, honestly, the whole point of this section is really to break down that barrier and just have natural conversation with each other. So honestly, I'm gonna skip that question. We can just save it for another time because honestly, this is what this part of the podcast is about: is just to talk about our personal lives, no matter who's up here with us.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's a really cool story and a very well pertained.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing
Alrighty, so
and saving the wildlife.
I guess we have done all 3 drinks. So I am gonna ask the last question. I'll keep you up here to ask you. What or who is a celebrity that maybe in your childhood or even still to this day that you look up to, or like is somebody not idolized? Because I don't like the word idolize. It kind of creates almost like a weird, creepy feeling.
Yeah.
But who is a celebrity that you look up to currently or have most of your life?
For me, it's actually not a celebrity. It was more of an athlete.
Okay.
So his name is George Bovell. He swam for Trinidad and Tobago in the Sydney, Athens, Beijing, as well as the Rio and London Olympic Games. I actually met George back in 2013, 2014, and we actually pretty much stayed in contact. At first, he was more of a mentor for me for swimming and trying to get faster, but it later on developed into going on a spiritual journey and actually bettering myself as a person, not only in the real world, but also the spiritual world as well. So I kind of looked up to him because he lived a much more peaceful life, a very harmonious life, and that's something that I began to desire. And I kind of understood why he retired.
Yeah.
Because, yes, being a professional athlete is great.
I mean, it's a big toll on your body.
It is a big toll. It's a big sacrifice that you have to make because there are times where you can't go and see your family because you have this event going on, or your mindset, your mental is messed up because hey, if I lose this race, I lose this sponsorship. That's actually what happened to another Olympic swimmer named Cody Miller. He didn't do well at one of the swim meets. I'll keep it short and brief, but he did lose a sponsorship from one of his previous vlogs, I believe he said. Correct me if I'm wrong, Cody. But things like that do happen.
Yeah.
But so I don't really remember the full retirement story of George, but when he retired, I could tell he was much more happier and took all the things that he learned from swimming and put that into his spiritual growth.
So there's nobody I can really think of off the top of my head, but I would say artists who talk about the struggles they've gone through in their life, like the hardships, the mental battles. I think that's very touching to always hear an artist's story and how they've overcome it, and seeing them on stage and getting to a point where they are now. It's beautiful.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's again, with music and stuff, we were talking about last week, really what you feed yourself is so important because it'll change your whole outlook.
Yeah.
And I actually think that once you are by yourself is when it attacks you the most. Like
oh my gosh.
Like, look at us right now. We're all sitting here.
We're surrounded
all
by
hanging
each
out.
other. Yeah,
we're surrounded by each other. Like, you got people conversing over here. You got people conversing out in front of us, playing poker, playing pool. There really isn't any sort of chance to be on your phone. But when you're by yourself at home, and let's say it's like a rainy day or something, the first thing that as humans, okay, let's see what other people are doing. Oh, then you end up going on Instagram for God knows how many hours. Like, well, let me just go back. So you remember as kids, we didn't have, smartphones or iPads. Like, it was, hey, be home before the slide. Yep, the slide phone with the keyboard. Yeah. But I remember vividly, like, every time I went to bed, like, there was no smartphone. It was, hey, lights out. My mom and I was saying.
Or if you had any screen time, it was strictly you had to go to the computer.
That, or even if you didn't even have a screen, because some people just didn't have money to have TVs or even a laptop. But I noticed if I were to cut my screens off 2 hours prior for bedtime, I sleep a hell of a lot better.
I agree.
And I think, having those screens puts like you were saying, a psychological effect because our brains are still active.
And I think it's also, we have something that is so portable that we can take to bed with us, and just sit on for hours. Whereas something like a TV or a computer, it sits in a designated area where you typically go to congregate or just get your stuff done.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm really glad for all the people we had be a part of this today. We had Vandal here. Vandal really helped step up tonight,
thank you so much, Vandal.
Yeah, we love
where he's
Vandal.
At, but thank you.
Vandal really stepped up and helped us run the camera. We were late, but Vandal literally solved all of the issues tonight. So we owe it to Vandal tonight. Thank you so much for Nick for being a guest host with us.
Yeah,
It's always,
we loved having you, Nick.
We pretty much, at least once a month, we're going to have a specialty guest host where we bring up somebody to join us to be part of the table. And Richie kind of just became last minute addition to the table. It's always great.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with Richie is I just love talking with him. Like, we always have good conversations, and like there's never been a negative moment with like the three of us together. It's just always fun, and we have lots of great stories and a lot more to come. Again, I want to give another big shout out to our two really big sponsors today, Bigdog Kombucha, for supporting us and donating both the botanical beer and the strawberry yopon.
Yes,
thank you for letting us
so
tour
much.
your facility today. Thanks for talking to us, Bigdog. We really appreciate it. And also thank you to Chameleon Kava Lounge for donating all the Odyssey teas that we have here today. Seriously, I mean, I think that might have been some of the people here's favorite drink.
Yeah.
You tried, which one did you guys try?
I had the green, the 222.
The cherry lime.
Yeah.
So it's just great to see that, just being in a kava community, most kava bars right now, we're trying to work on getting some stuff here at Nocturne. But any kava bar you go to is going to have at least one of these three. They're going to have kombuchas, even sometimes specifically Bigdog, the Odyssey teas, or Yerba Mates.
Yeah, and it's so important to just change it up every now and then and see what else
take
is
a
out
break.
there. So thank you so much for
Thank you
supplying
so
with
much,
us.
guys. Yeah, we really appreciate it. Make sure you tune into Chameleon's social media pages. Like I said on, let me double check real quick. I think it's the 25th.
Oh, yeah, for the Kava Bar Crawl.
The 25th, Friday, October 25th. They're going to Roots, Pacha, and Chameleon. So seriously, guys, go check them out on Instagram. We're going to plug them down there. We're going to plug Big Dog's social media. I'm going to plug Lauren. Richie, you want to be plugged?
And thank you again to
We'll plug
everybody who
Richie.
came up
We're
here
gonna
to
plug
try
Nick.
these.
We're going to plug Vandal. We're going to plug me. You know, make sure you guys tune in every single Monday. I will say for the next couple weeks, we are actually going to be doing live streams on Friday because we're going to be traveling. So this Friday, we're going to be going out to St. Petersburg, Florida. And the following week, we're going to be going to Daytona Beach. So
Super
we got some really
exciting
cool
stuff.
stuff coming your way. We're going to be filming a lot of, we're going to be filming a lot of offset videos, Lauren and I. So thank you so much for Nocturne Teas, as always, for always supporting us. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Rory. Thank you guys for doing a great job. Thank you, everybody here. Give it up for yourselves. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, guys.
This is episode 5 of Breaking Brews podcast. Sign out. See you guys.